Hey, baby. Are you ready for our little tour today? I've been thinking a lot about where we could settle down. I know, the outer ring might not be what you imagined, but there's something special about it. I think you'll understand if you listen. Come on, let's walk together. I'll show you what makes this place my place. And maybe our future home. Look at the horizon. See how it stretches on, just endless? I love that about this place. The desert might seem empty, but it's alive in its own way. This land, it's a piece of the old world, before the ethereal outbreak changed everything. You know, this was once a thriving place full of people, of life. The ruins we pass, they tell stories, quiet stories of what came before. But to me, they're like a reminder that we're still here, still moving forward, despite everything. I know, it's not the most comforting sight for some. A lot of people might find this place harsh, dry, lonely, but that's what I love about it. It's raw, it's real. You know, this land doesn't hide its past, it wears it on its sleeve, and I think you and me, we can make our own story here. Maybe even bring a little life back to it. Now, you see these ruins? Don't be alarmed by how quiet it is. These old structures, they used to be bustling with life. I love coming here. I used to come up with a whole bunch of wild ideas in these parts. I don't think anyone really understands the beauty of a place like this. The way nature's slowly reclaiming it, the way the wind whistles through these old pipes and broken windows. Oh, it's not just some creepy ghost town. I mean, I can see what you mean. But if anything, all these old buildings are going to become the foundation of something better. Caesar has some big plans to recreate the old civilization and refurbish the city. It's got so much history. But for the longest time, no one even bothered to look at it. It just sat there, like it was waiting for someone to notice. Not just some old monument to the past, but a real place to live again. A lively place. The kind of place that might change the whole vibe of the outer ring. You know, give it something more. Something that could bring people back. Give them a reason to believe in the future, rather than just scrapping by. I know, it sounds wild, right? But I honestly think it could work. The idea is to rebuild it in a way that mixes the old with the new. Take the ruins, the bones of the old structures, and restore them, making them functional again, but keep that rugged, raw feel of the outer ring. Kind of like bringing the past and the future together in a way that makes sense. A place where people want to live, not just survive. You know, a little community that thrives off the history of the land, while still moving forward. Honestly, I think that's exactly what this place needs. I mean, you've seen the potential, haven't you? The desert, the ruins, they got a kind of quiet beauty. The town's empty now, but imagine it. Imagine a few new shops opening up, lights shining in the windows at night, maybe a little park. Some place for kids to run around in, families gathering. Not just people making a home here, but starting a new life here. And not just scavenging or hiding from the world, but like really living here. Really putting roots down. And here's the best part. I think this could be our future too. This place, this new life, it's something that could include us. If you're up for it, I mean. We could be part of this rebuilding. Part of something that matters. Not just for us, but for everyone who's stuck out here, trying to make sense of the chaos. It's a chance to bring some hope. To build something from the ground up. Does that sound crazy? It's just, I believe in it. I believe in this place. And I think we could be a part of making it better. Together. You know, I'm not sure what the future holds. maybe the plan won't work out. Maybe things will take longer than expected. But when I think about it, I feel like this is the right move. For all of us. And for you and me. What do you think? Could you see yourself rebuilding? Or helping to rebuild this place? Turning it into something worth fighting for? I'm not asking you to decide right now. But whenever you're ready, I'll be here. We could be a part of this. Make this place home. Together. Like, you see how the sand's creeping through the cracks? How the sunlight falls just right through those gaps? It's a little melancholy, but to me, it's beautiful. This place, it's a bridge to the past. When you look at it the right way, it's like the land is telling you that it remembers. It's remembering the life that was here. The hope that once filled the air. I like to think that that's something we could bring back. A piece of that hope. Not the old world, not exactly. But something new. A place for us. I get it. It's not easy to picture this as home. Especially when the wind's always blowing, the sun's always shining, and the sand just seems to get everywhere. But trust me, there's a warmth here that doesn't come from the sun. It's something deeper. Something that comes from living with the land and from understanding it. You know, some people say the desert is barren and cold, but I've always felt the opposite. The desert, it teaches you to appreciate the small things, the stillness, the way a single cloud in the sky can feel like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, the way a cool breeze feels like a blessing when the heat gets too much. But in the toughest moments, there's something you can find here to hold on to. Something real. Come, I want to show you something. Burnice, go. Okay. Let's rest here for a moment, yeah? I've always loved spots like this. The little oases in the desert. Not much, but enough to keep going. Just enough to feel like there's something to hold on to. When the sun starts to dip a little lower, the whole place changes. It's like everything gets softer. The air gets cooler, and the sand shifts in the light. It's peaceful. I know this place isn't for everyone, but I think it could be our place. I know you're probably thinking that's not ideal, and that's okay. I don't want to push you into something you don't feel comfortable with. But just being here with you, I can't help but imagine us, the two of us, finding a way to make this work. You, me, and the desert. You know, sometimes I think about Lumina Square. It's supposed to be the shining city, right? All clean streets, bright lights, fancy shops, people all dressed up and talking about their next big deal. It sounds like a paradise for some, I guess. But honestly, I can't imagine it being a good fit for me. It's not just about the noise or the crowds. It's the way they expect you to be, to fit in. In a place like that, you're not just yourself. You're supposed to be something. Someone they expect you to be. A perfect little piece of a well-oiled machine. There's no room for being different. No room for me. Well, you know, it's the whole polished, civilized thing. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know if I could stand being stuck in a place where I'm supposed to conform to all their rules, where everyone's always watching, making sure you're following the script. It's too much. Too much pressure, you know? And I'd probably end up setting something on fire in Lumina Square, if I'm being real with you. They wouldn't like that too much. You've probably seen it before. Sometimes I get a little too caught up in the moment, especially when something's just not sitting right with me. I don't mean anything by it, but I've always had this, well, let's call it a passion for letting things burn. It's the only way I can feel like I can really release what's inside, you know? Anyway, I don't think the police in Lumina Square would exactly appreciate that. Probably got a few alarms raised. Not to mention the whole fire starter reputation might get me into some serious trouble. And I'm not sure I'd want to deal with that. Not in a place where everyone's so uptight about, well, everything. That's why I like it here. The outer ring isn't perfect, but it lets me be me. No one's gonna ask me to wear a suit and pretend I'm someone I'm not. People here get it. They know that sometimes things just need a burn before you can move forward. And you know what? I think you get it too. Don't you? That's why I'd rather be here with you. In the dust. In the ruins. At least here, I don't have to hide who I really am. And I wouldn't want to hide that from you. Not ever. So, yeah. Lumina Square, it's just not for me. But I feel like this place, out here, with you, this feels like home. And you know what the best part is about the outer ring? The stars. At night, when everything quiets down, you can look up and see them. The sky's so clear out here. It's like the stars are within reach. You can see constellations you won't see anywhere else. It's like the universe is stretching out just for us, waiting for us to make our mark. Imagine it. Us sitting here, watching the stars together, the whole world stretching out in front of us. Maybe it's just a dream, but I like to think we can make something real here. In a place like this, where the past is written in the ruins and the future is ours to shape. Don't you think it's cool? Alright, let's walk through the outer ring proper for a bit. Can't you imagine the people here? They're a little rough around the edges, but they got their hearts in the right place. You can't live out here without learning to take care of each other. It's a place where everyone's got a story, and everyone's looking out for each other in their own way. I know it's not a perfect place. I know it's not easy to imagine calling it home. But I think that's part of why I love it here. There's a kind of honesty in the air. People here aren't pretending to be anything they're not. And I'm not pretending either. I love you. And I just want to share this place with you. I want you to feel comfortable. To feel like you belong here with me. It's not for everyone, I know. It's harsh sometimes. It's rough. But that's what makes it real. And that's what makes it ours, if you decide to stay. The desert is about survival, yeah? But it's also about living. About finding meaning in the middle of all the dust. I think we could find our meaning here. We could find peace. Together. Right? You know, I've been thinking a lot about you. About us. And about what's coming next. You're not just someone who's good to have by my side, you know? You got a way of seeing things. Of looking at this place, this life. With more hope than most people around here. It's like you're one of the few who can really see what's worth saving. What's worth fighting for. I think you're the kind of person who can make a difference. And Caesar thinks so too. We were talking about the new town, about the refurbishing of that old ghost town we were talking about before. And well, we were both wondering, what if you became the mayor of the new place? I know it might sound a little out there, but honestly, you got the right heart for it. You've always been someone who's seen the potential in this place, this land, and you've got the kind spirit that can help everyone come together. We can make it something real, something that actually matters. Can you imagine it? You, the mayor, deciding the name of the town, making sure it's built on a foundation of trust, hard work, and community? You could shape the future of the Outer Ring, start a new chapter for all of us. Maybe even for yourself. I think you'd be perfect for it. You got the strength to stand up for what's right, the kindness to bring people together, and most of all, you care. And that's what this place needs. I know it's a big ask, but think about it. You can have a say in everything. The town's name, how it's built, the kind of people who live here. You could give this place its soul. Maybe we could start fresh, build something that lasts. And if you want, I'll be right there with you, helping however I can. You won't have to do it alone. I'll be by your side, if you'll have me. Together, we could bring that spark of life back to the outer ring. We can make it our own. Because, there's no one else I trust more with something like that. You're one of the good ones. And I think, with someone like you leading the way, maybe we could create something beautiful here. I know I mentioned the Sons of Calydon, and I could tell you're probably wondering about that. Don't worry, you won't have to join them, not if you don't want to. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, being a part of the Sons has its perks. We look after our own, we don't take crap from anyone, and we have a pretty solid understanding of how to handle ourselves in a place like this. But here's the thing. When it comes to the new town, it's not about you joining the gang. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm suggesting is that me and the Sons could offer some kind of protection. Like private security. Not in some threatening way or anything. We're not here to intimidate or take control. We've got experience keeping things safe in the outer ring. And we'd just be here to help. To make sure things don't fall apart when things get rough. Like when those ethereal outbreaks happen or the usual chaos breaks loose. I know you're gonna want this place to thrive, and I want that too. I just want to make sure that while we build something new, we've got our backs covered. So, no pressure. You won't have to be a part of the Sons. You just be a part of the vision. But if you ever feel like you want some backup, something to keep things calm when things get tough, the Sons and I, we'll be right there. We'll protect the town, your town. And I know it sounds a little rough, maybe even dangerous, but trust me, it's not about starting a war. It's about making sure the people we care about are safe while they build something new. The town will need good leadership, good people, and I know you'd be the one to bring that. I've got your back. And my crew, they'll have yours too. No worries, no worries. You won't have to join the gang or get all tangled up in our rough and tumble lifestyle. You just focus on leading, on making the town the best it can be. Let us handle the protecting part. We'll keep things safe, just like we always do. I just want you to know that you've got a real team here, whether you choose to take us up or not. And no matter what, we're all in this together. But you're the one who'll shape it. And that's something I believe in. More than anything else. So, what do you think? Could you see us here? Not just surviving, but thriving? We can make a life out here. A quiet one, maybe. A little tough around the edges, but ours nonetheless. So, take your time to think about it. No pressure. But I want you to know, if you decide this is where we belong, I'll be right here. I'll always be ready. Ready to make this place our home. Together. Oh, I love you, you know that? And I just want you to be happy. So think it over. I'll be waiting for your response. No matter what. Mwah. Whoa. Well, that being said, it is a little hot outside. You want to join me for a glass of nitro fuel? I packed some extras.